Hi.
Morning, how are you?
I'm good. A little bit nervous. And you?
No, don't be nervous.
How would you explain to an Italian audience who are Maoris and why do you think they don't come to mind when talking about New Zealand?
So Maori are the indigenous peoples of Aotearoa. We were here for thousands of years before colonisation, which our most brutal colonisation happened after the signing of our treaty in the 1800s, after 1840. So I live in Taranaki, which is on the west coast of the North Island, and I'm from a really famous area. Lots of the areas around here are survivors of colonisation, but Parihaka, which was part, and you may remember stories of the white feathers. Anyway, but they were a people of resistance and passive resistance. So I guess from our perspective, we were the First Nations people here during colonisation. We went from 80, 90,000 people down to 50,000 and land loss, displacement. The sadness of that, I'm a third generation born since that era, has meant that we often, as Indigenous peoples, like many across the world, have some of the worst inequities. But we are, the positive is that we're really resilient. We are known for our haka in sports. We are known for our contribution in the arts and the music. And often when people come to Aotearoa or New Zealand, as our Western name is known, it is the Maori culture which fronts a lot of that tourism view. But behind the scenes, you know, my mother's Irish. We are very interconnected. We are, a people who love, having embraced other cultures, but, proudly hold on to who it is that we are. We make up just shy of 20% of the population in New Zealand at the moment. We had 2 or 3 generations reclaiming our language and our culture in ways, and now have a really growing young population of strong Maori speakers, strong English speakers. In 1840, today in your time, yesterday in our time, we celebrate what's known as the Treaty of Waitangi, or Te Tiriti o Waitangi, where our ancestors had the vision to live in harmony and invited the settlers to sign a treaty that they would look after their people, and teach them to behave and live in harmony, and we would continue to self-determine ourselves. That's a real political tension in our country at the moment. That is being felt because obviously there's different interpretations. But from our perspective, we were always wanting to hold our own sovereignty and live in harmony with those who come over to New Zealand. It hasn't necessarily been the play.